I have always loved music, but have never been considered, well, good at it.
2, 3, 4. It will be a while before I rap the now.
What are you gonna do when you grow up? You gonna be a famous guitar player?
I don't know, archaeologist or something.
Cool.
But what if now I wanted to be one of the stars? Surely, in this new wave of next-gen technology, anyone, or maybe more accurately, anything, could do it. Maybe I really believed in Silicon Valley. Maybe now was my time. Could I go viral with an artificially generated song?
When I think of old 45, I feel loose and I feel free. On that glorious day when they took our hostages.
Before we get into actually making our AI music, we must first analyze the current ecosystem of AI-generated content on social media. By doing this, I will extract a formula I then, in turn, can use with making my own AI content. I want to primarily focus our attention to analyzing AI social media content on one platform, with the social platform, by all accounts, is supercharging this wave. That's Meta's Facebook. Whether it be Shrimp Jesus, 12-year-old grannies, or extra long patriotic demonstrations, what makes AI content popular on Facebook is what's known as a perfect storm. There's degrees to the consequences of this type of content and the guardrails surrounding it, or the seeming lack thereof.
Communist Kamala.
When in fact there are no real-world claims to the material conditions, it's just plain BS. So I'm going to replicate this BS factor by writing songs which spread and deliver flat-out lies. I will further be helped by this with the technology itself truly not being fully out of the oven. In my experience, for all AI outputs across the multitude of different systems, it comes down to the little details. That's when you then start to notice the synthetic origins. When you're not putting a magnifying glass up to it, that's how you get duped. So let's put a magnifying glass up to the next ingredient of our storm. The second element is that the subject matter of these posts often contain elements of tribalism to it. Users interact with these posts to think, believe, and importantly, for engagement, like and comment on our Lord and Savior, Shrimp Jesus, and how he really parted the sea. Pack. By utilizing tribalism, there's already a guaranteed audience. Think of it this way. When there's already a segmented, polarized audience with pre-existing beliefs ready to gobble up idiocracy, that's what you do. Post about Jesus, spam about the troops. So you can guarantee when it comes to any tribalist ideology, it's getting aired, folks. So I must write songs with subject matter which is very firmly in an ideological camp. Aww. If you've seen, for instance, how a 90-year-old woman has made a truly remarkable knit of a lifetime, these posts are feel-good. It's supposed to feel like, "Aw, there really is hope out there for Mark Zuckerberg to somehow look creepier." From Danny D. Placido's reporting, this has led to a surge of feel-good stories, accompanied by AI-generated images of grandmothers celebrating their birthdays or children standing next to elaborate sculptures that they supposedly carved or assembled by hand. These posts are really supposed to either make former third-party presidential candidates have flashbacks to their brainworms, your great aunt jealous and in awe about another's arthritis still letting her knit, or it's supposed to make your grandma feel a little better about being a racist. So my tribalist BS songs are also going to make my camp feel good. These posts are created to target individuals who are predisposed to having a lack of online media literacy skills because simply they're old. How do we know they're old? Well, it's because they're on Facebook. Again, from D. Placido, young internet users have grown up in the age of misinformation and witnessed the rise of AI-generated images. Many have adapted by learning to spot the clues. Seniors generally find AI-generated images more difficult to recognize. Telltale signs such as twisted limbs and disfigured hands aren't always present in the output of popular image generators, such as Midjourney. As younger internet users flocked to TikTok, Instagram, and X, seniors remained on Facebook. Hence, Facebook is steadily filling up with AI-generated garbage posted by spam accounts attempting to maximize engagement by whatever means necessary. It's not JD Vance's Mima's fault she's spreading the shrimp gospel. After all, Proverbs 4:12 says, "For in the waters of faith you shall find abundance, as plentiful as the shrimp of the sea." For the olds in our lives, factors like poor eyesight, a lack of education surrounding the technology wave, and just, come on, it's a little the rule of Joe Biden here. Time passes you by. So, my tribalist BS songs are of course going to make my camp feel good, but my content too needs to go a bit further and specifically target demographics with poor media literacy skills. I can of course do this by just posting it on Facebook as we've established, but I want my songs to really be out there and see how much I can get away with. These spammers are making full usage of the current gray area we find ourselves in. At the time and place of this recording, in America, there is a complete lack of any meaningful generative AI regulation from a governmental standpoint. With technology outpacing policy, AI spam has been documented to be suggested for users algorithmically, or to use social media speak, for you. This is all without labeling of synthetic origin, without fact-checking, or any notation suggesting inaccuracy.
From Meta's newsroom, from their blog article, Labeling AI-Generated Images on Facebook, Instagram and Threads, by Nick Clegg, President, Global Affairs. While companies are starting to include signals in their image generators, they haven't started including them in AI tools that generate audio and video at the same scale, so we can't yet detect those signals and label this content from other companies. While the industry works towards this capability, we're adding a feature for people to disclose when they share AI-generated video or audio so we can add a label to it. We'll require people to use this disclosure and label tool when they post organic content with a photorealistic video or realistic-sounding audio that was digitally created or altered, and we may apply penalties if they fail to do so. If we determine that digitally created or altered image, video or audio content creates a particularly high risk of materially deceiving the public on a matter of importance, we may add a more prominent label if appropriate, so people have more information and context. This approach represents the cutting edge of what's technically possible right now.
And fully permitted, if not encouraged, to utilize Command-C and Command-V as the base means to grow the empire of spam. In their research, Renee DiResta and Josh Goldstein look at how spammers and scammers leverage AI-generated images on Facebook for audience growth. From their research, we studied 120 spam, scam, and other creator Facebook pages that shared large numbers of AI-generated images to capture the attention of Facebook users. Many of these pages formed clusters such as 6 pages with more than 400,000 collective followers that declared themselves affiliated with the Pill and Pet Corporation. The Pill and Pet pages posted AI-generated images with similar captions and had page operators from Armenia, the US, and Georgia. But they posted on highly similar topics, recycled posts, and co-moderated Facebook groups, or shared links to the same domain. Others were not clearly connected to others in the list, but used highly similar captions, identical generated images, or images on similar themes. It's quite apparent to me that the very generative nature of generative technology and a seeming lack of "stop it, you're being a bad boy," both factors are being utilized or abused to produce scale. How am I going to use this for my content? Well, by having multiple Facebook pages to distribute my content, and both pages using the same link, of course. So that's our storm. The plan? Write songs that follow this storm's model, then create 2 Facebook pages with different musician avatars for the distribution of our AI content. We should see, by posting and creating this content ourselves, what the reaction is like. Do people believe it as real? What do they say? Let's find out. All we need to make our viral AI music is a lyric to melody generator, a tool to clone my voice into an AI singer's voice, another AI tool to master the tracks, and my credit card. Essentially, we first want money to pay for the right to use a commercially available online lyric to melody generator. I'm prioritizing a one-stop shop to generate synthetic vocals from our written out lyrics. The model to then generate the composition and finally arrange everything for us. Then we must use the cloning tool to relayer that cloned voice over that original generated track's vocals. Our first subscription is to Suno AI.
During the filming of this video, it came to light that Suno AI, along with Udio AI, are both being sued by the Recording Industry Association of America, which, for those unfamiliar, is a trade organization that represents the interests of music record labels in the United States. From Jessica Burstinsky's reporting, the group is seeking declarations that the 2 AI companies infringed the plaintiffs' copyrighted sound recordings, injunctions barring the services from using the copyrighted recordings in the future, and damages for the infringements that have already occurred. Those damages could be as much as $150,000 per work infringed. What that translates into is these record label companies are upset the AI companies trained their models off of the record label's intellectual property without compensation. The labels want to be repaid damages, and they want this practice of training models without any contractual agreement in place to stop.
I believe there's exactly one genre of music which perfectly encapsulates our storm. I'm going to sing about an inanimate object with close ties to cancer-causing toxins. I'm also going to tell a story about conservative values, and finally do a dog whistle about an ism or phobia. In this instance, we're going to talk about good old authoritarianism. So let's make some country music.
Alright, my song is gonna be called My Daddy Was a Dipper, So Am I. Start writing it. Whipping out a little dip that fits real nice in my lip. I'm gonna copy and paste what I've written into Suno. And I'm gonna write I want a little short intro off the top, just so it doesn't jump on my lines. Alright, let's check it out.
Whipping out a little tip through it fits real nice right in my lip. My daddy taught me to pack mine. That's garden street, but daddy never saw no top.
Way too fast.
Whipping out a little dip that fits real nice right in my lip. My daddy taught me to pack mine. Now that's guardianship. My daddy never saw no doctor, got no vaccine. That's just how he raised me. Guess what science, you're gonna have to pry the dip right out of my cracked and split lip.
But what I soon discovered with AI music is that maybe there might still be a barrier to entry, especially if you are to be the voice of your track. To create a voice clone, you have to have an understanding of mastering and mixing your vocals before feeding it into the system. My first shot at this, I gave Kits AI, my cloning tool, an unmastered 10-minute vocal sample. I found out that was going to be too small of a sample size for the system to work with. So I really sang to myself for 10 minutes and uploaded it to produce audible diarrhea.
It's kicking up a little dust on the back road with a big load. Saw that fancy billboard saying there's gonna be a gun show today. I was like, hell yeah, let's raid.
People would believe I did this.
Couldn't believe my eyes and first look your side, looking real good,
Just right, over there giggling, baby, just means we both tickle it. I also originally messed up the first time with feeding it the entire song. What I needed to do for my next go at this was to use another AI tool to stem split the lyrics from the instrumentation. Then have my clone just sing the lyrics. But then the unthinkable happened, and I paid actual money for this. I want to point out this is again after I paid for another AI tool to master my hour-long vocal session. Then I put those mastered vocals into the voice cloning AI tool that I paid for as well, and this is the best I got.
It's kicking up a little dums on the back road with a big lord. Saw that fancy billboard saying there's gonna be a gun show today. I was like, hell yeah, let's ring. Pulled up.
Okay, I need to rethink my strategy. That's okay, not gonna work. Then I went, hey, these original voices sound so much better than mine. Why not just go full Milli Vanilli here? At least I wrote the lyrics. So I mastered the original generated songs. Then I prayed to Shrimp Jesus my AI video production skills would make up for my AI music skills. From my best understanding of commercially available AI video methods, to return the best results presently is to use first a text-to-image generator. Then you can apply your animation from that generated image by throwing that puppy into an image-to-video generator. But in the current ecosystem of text-to-image generators, I can of course not use any of the licenses I'm paying for, so all I need to do is just use two completely different systems that don't talk to each other at all and pay for 2 new subscriptions. So the best one available for the first step in producing the base layer image and is commercially available is Midjourney. Did Midjourney also scrape artist data without permission? And now I am turning around and paying them to make art? That is not at all what I am alleging, but what a class action lawsuit is claiming. So Midjourney has a prompting structure and ability to use a reference image, which can then return, in my experience, a somewhat consistent character across multiple generations. And importantly, right now, visually change ethnicities, which is very cool and is going to greatly bring up the diversity in Hollywood for the accurate representation of all AIs. I had to learn an overly complex process to have Midjourney point to an image as a reference. I realized later on that my reference contains my dude holding a cold one. I subsequently found out all other generations would be biased to have him holding something, but I charged ahead by not finding great instructions online for what I should be doing. I had to read various forums to figure this all out. The URL of your reference image must end in .png. Otherwise, as of filming, it won't work.
The string to use when attaching this is -cref. Then you enter your URL. Again, the URL must end in .png.
Followed by --CW, which stands for character weight. Followed finally by a variable with the closer the variable is to 100, returning an output closer to the reference. So I used 100 as my variable. I also discovered if the spacing is not consistent, like how it is written out on your screen, it will not work at all. So the first step in making an AI music video is to create a whole bunch of your text to image base layers for your eventual filmic frames. Also note, you have to convert your images into 1280 by 768 pixel dimensions. I found this out after I created all of my original images. I originally created images for vertical phone's dimensions. So I had to go back and expand all of them in Midjourney, crop them in Photoshop to get the right aspect ratio. Then you finally import the reference image into Runway ML. Runway ML with Gen 3 is, in my opinion, the best commercially available AI animation tool. Adding animation to these Midjourney frames has a mix of results, from poor to actually pretty impressive. After creating your video clips from your reference images, you then have to add your dubbing and lip sync to the footage to imitate human speech pattern. In this case, the lyrics of our song. What is needed to do this is the reference track or the script typed into the system. Given I wanted the lip sync to match my music, I had to bit by bit export the exact few seconds of isolated vocal tracks I wanted in sync to the video footage. I also found out that simple instructions into Runway yielded better results, with my favorite prompt and reference image to be about looking and directing the system to have my guy just walk and look into the camera. One of my music videos has more subtle AI moments, and the other is just full stop AI. I hope you enjoy.
Ain't no sin, never hurt no one. Ain't no sin to have a little fun. Ain't no way you telling me this dip ain't the shit. Cause I tell you what, you sign city slickers, you ain't no dipper. We have fun packing lips. We have fun just sitting, spitting in a bottle on the couch. Come on now, grip it and whip it, throw that sucker in. My daddy was a chewer, and he raced a goddamn doer. Every single day my daddy chewed his heart away. I'm a son following his steps till the day I'm well and done. When I throw that little something special right there and I'll let you know I've won. I'll tell you what, you sign city slickers, you ain't no dippers, you ain't no dippers. Ain't no dippers, ain't no dippers, I'm the dipper. That ain't my president, that's my Führer. Show me any goddamn evidence. The real mover, shaker, that's my dictator. You tell me this ain't unprecedented. Old 45, salute right at me. That's old 45, salute right at me. That's old 45, salute right at me. 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 shooting right at me.
Surely, it was going to be difficult for me to release my music on a major platform like Spotify or Apple Music, for everyone to be able to stream it whenever they want. Why would a platform like Spotify allow blatant misinformation? But what I found out was to release AI music requires one thing: money.
Another one.
And DistroKid, time and time again, has been presented to me as the distribution platform to use. But I was really nervous about this because DistroKid relatively recently implemented a new policy to ask for verification of the artist uploading their music. It genuinely makes sense to have this policy. After all, what we are seeing with AI proliferation is indeed people claiming to be and represent who they aren't. So, what was I going to do to claim I was Brody Buckshot? What could I do to have my own genuine EP out on all platforms? Well, I first went to ChatGPT to have it write a text-to-image prompt for me, so I could use the prompt in a text-to-image generator. I took that output and photoshopped the image, cropped it to the distribution specifics, and added a title, so I could have cover art for my EP. I paid the money, crossed my fingers, uploaded my mastered songs, my artwork, wrote out my song lyrics, and hit upload. Now, My Country's Calling is out on all platforms. So yes, you can, as of now, go ahead and plop any AI music out there on all major music streaming platforms. You're still asking yourself, did I go viral with my music? Well, let's start with the posts themselves. I did not get to grease the wheels for my political misinformation song, Saluting Right at Me. Facebook did allow me to post it without any labeling that the post contained elements of AI to it. However, the post did essentially get no views. My political misinformation song was a real dud on launch, and I just didn't have the heart to be that gung-ho and promote Trump, as I genuinely believe he's a bad man. I was, however, able to run 2 paid ad campaigns for my song, I'm the Dipper, which spread scientific misinformation. I was able to run the posts on 2 separate Facebook pages without showing publicly who the moderator or page owner is, with synthetic characters as the avatars for the pages, and with both pages linking to my EP. So, at least we can confidently say AI scientific misinformation is officially Facebook certified and endorsed. But after reaching more than 5,000 people on Facebook with my boosted results, only one person commented that they thought what I posted was AI in origin, using a targeting model that went after older men with just high school education or some education in southern areas of the United States, yielded 740 minutes of watch time on the posts. I also got more followers under the account Gator Hayes than I did with Brody Buckshot, despite the actual streaming artist for the songs being Brody Buckshot, and the I'm the Dipper music video on both accounts ending with a title card that the song was by Brody Buckshot. Still, the page for Gator Hayes was more popular and followed. I also upset one guy so much that he commented 15 times. Was he upset that my content was AI? No, he was upset this music was too modern sounding. My BS was so convincing to him, he was compelled to comment 15 times that today's music is garbage, when in fact it wasn't today's music, it was AI's music of today. To get the results of the spammers I based this all off of, I didn't fully calculate that I would have had to spam a lot more. It was my sincere belief in myself that my content was just so great that I didn't need to fully spam and spam and spam. But I found out it wasn't enough for me to follow the content model without replicating the entirety of the spamming process. I didn't really want to totally pollute the internet. I just wanted to make the point and show that anyone can truly be an AI spammer right now and show you a first-hand account of how easy it is to do. What we can confidently say, with the right content model, targeting features, 1 out of every 5,000 people on Facebook believed AI posts as AI. However, I couldn't help to shake away some of the feelings of failure I still had. Sure, I may have duped a lot of folks and had a great batting average at that, but I certainly didn't go viral. I was feeling bummed about Brody Buckshot. I was mad at myself that I didn't go viral with my music. Not even some fun and games could cheer me up. But I found myself going to the album release of my oldest friend, whose actual name is Brody, and I couldn't help but feel finally a little better. Here was my longest time friend making a true accomplishment in releasing a second studio album. Here was a crowd of people living life and enjoying the art of my dear friend. My AI music was just about filling people's attention with something good enough and aiming to monetize off of loopholes. Instead, maybe this is what it's really all about. Making people feel something. Maybe both Silicon Valley and the AI haters are wrong. There can be degrees to the usage of AI and the creativity behind it. I certainly found out it all took a whole lot more work than I anticipated at the beginning of this. Maybe now I could help lead that charge for both creative and good applications of the technology. Maybe we truly needed tighter rules around it with how it was created and how we use it so we can ultimately all use it for good. Because I would rather have much more of this in the world than less. Maybe that's what we should do with our AI art. Maybe that's always been the goal for all art. After all, as I looked around, that's what I was experiencing. I still believe there can be rooms like this one, filled with people who use and celebrate AI technology for good, or at least I hope that is the world we can try and carve out together. Because maybe AI music was always just a means to an end. Maybe that's what all good usages of all types of technologies hold together in creating art. Setting off with the right intentions instead of tricking someone. Making projects that try to give people something to laugh at, enjoy, find something in themselves. Providing an experience into something new, into this world that otherwise wouldn't be. Maybe it wasn't about just getting eyeballs. Maybe it should have always been about bringing people together for positive and constructive communities. Even when a robot is involved. And maybe that's why you liked this video, for the new experience it created for you. That's what we're trying to do with this channel, is create more examples of good uses
of the technology and show where the bad ones lie. A staggering amount of this video was made in conjunction with AI. I couldn't have made this video without it. I really just want AI to be used for good. So, to help in that journey, and for more videos like this, I'm going to need you to subscribe to this channel. At the time of this recording, I have 13 subscribers. And the only way for me to continue making videos like this one is if I can reach monetization, which is 1,000 subscribers. I would like it if you could also smash that like button. If you liked this video, you may also enjoy my podcast, Machine Takeover. It's a narrative, sci-fi, immersive audio, AI comedy podcast about the end of the world and the Last Man Standing's podcast with his machine captors. Give it a listen on your favorite podcast platform of choice. Thank you for watching this video.